everybody, this is Tippy.
And this is Joe.
And you're listening to the Tippy JoJo Show, sponsored by BetterHelp.com/The Barn.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Tippy JoJo Show. We are here today with Reel Noiz.
Hi.
Hey.
How's it going, guys? So we've got Tom in the background here. You might recognize him from the Lunch Lady food truck. It's a real hodgepodge here today. You're going to recognize some faces. You're going to see some faces for the first time, so that's pretty awesome. We've got Kristy up front here, also known as the Karaoke Queen. We've got Mike, or MG Soundscream. How's it going here today, bud?
Pretty good.
We've got Gabe Corcoran Music. You might recognize him from that. We've got Tim. He does some things.
Thanks.
Yes. And we got Josh back here in the background. Yes.
Right.
But $20 is $20, right? Hey, I heard that.
For $50, got a cousin Joey bag of donuts make anything happen.
Yeah. We are very excited to finally get you guys in the studio. I know we've been kind of playing around with it for a couple months now, and I was excited when she's like, "We got him." Yeah, you guys are like very evasive, very elusive. It's very hard to pin you down,
Definitely.
But I'm glad. I am glad that you guys finally made it in.
Well, we're excited to be here.
Yeah, absolutely.
deal.
Totally.
Absolutely for having us.
Good. So if you haven't been on the Tippy JoJo Show yet, raise your hand. All right, let's start with these three because we already know those other motherfuckers.
Tom to move like over just in between them just a little bit. There we go.
Yeah, okay.
I try not to make my hair too big.
He wants
fix
to
it
see
in
your
post.
face.
Alright, you good to go.
Love it. So, as we know, everybody that's in a band is in 47 bands. So we're going to start over here because I know some of you have some side projects. So, Mike, do you have anything going on the side of Reel Noiz? What all are you into in these days?
I just dabble a little bit here and there.
Yeah?
Yeah, we don't know where it'll go, but
Do a couple jam sessions,
Oh, yeah.
just play with whoever. If someone
yeah.
puts out
Oh,
a
yeah.
need for somebody, are you one of those people that's like, I'll be there, I'll do it?
pretty much something like that.
Yeah?
Never know how it lands.
Nice. Kristy?
Just karaoke queen.
Not just.
Jamming with some other people in the room, potentially.
Yes. that
Karaoke
might
queen
be
at Park Hills
me.
Underground every Thursday.
Yes.
Little plug there.
I love karaoke on Thursdays with you. It's so fun.
Thanks. I try to make it fun.
It
We got
is
a lot of
fun.
talent down there.
You do a great job. And there is a lot of talent down there. That's the crazy thing. There is so much talent in this area. And if you go to a karaoke, you're just going to be flabbergasted. You're going to be like, why? Why is there so much talent? It doesn't make sense, honestly. You should go.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you, when I first moved up to Florida,
Yeah.
I went to the, I told my kids, you need to find me some people to play music with. And so I went to the underground and I saw a bunch of really talented, friendly, talented musicians.
It wasn't us.
They wouldn't talk to me. They wouldn't talk to me, so I ended up with these
Oh,
clowns.
nice. Okay.
It goes nice. It's nice.
funny.
It's nice to find your tribe.
Yeah, it is. It is. So this group came together at Park Hills Underground, correct?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it was Josh and I at first, and he was like wanting to get into this business, and he came by, and we used to record at my place all the time, and so I decided to kind of go out and hunt a little bit, and I found the underground, and I went there a couple times and checking out the scene, and then I finally had to drag him in there, and then I had to push his scary ass up on the stage to get it going.
Now he won't get off the
Yeah.
stage. Jeez.
I do remember his first. He was so nervous. Now he's
Yes.
grown so much since then.
And
It's
I
awesome.
love that so much. We love the underground for being able to witness everybody's journey. It's really nurtured everybody because I would
Yes.
probably have to sit back no matter how skilled you've all grown. Yeah. With a benefit from the underground. Absolutely.
I will say from coming from back home,
Thank you.
Sarasota, Tampa, St. Pete. I mean, it's a very, very, very big music scene just by volume of numbers of clubs, people, musicians.
Yeah.
And I think it's really cool here. I mean, it's, there can be some cutthroat competition
Yeah.
back, here and there back home, but it does seem pretty, everybody supports all the other bands. You go out and play and you usually see somebody out watching you that,
Yeah.
or you came and watched them.
Isn't that nice? It's such a community. I love the
rest my case.
support that everybody gives.
Oh yeah, it's got to be that way because
Yeah.
nobody's in competition with each other.
True.
So, we try to support each other, and like us, they all do their own thing, and then we do it together, and and others that are struggling, we help out, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Now there's a lot of talent, a lot of talented individuals in this group of people that you have here. What I want to know is, going back to competition, you said there is no competition. What is that like for any of you? Do any of you ever feel a little envious, or does it make you strive for greater things to be near people who are so talented?
I think in this there is an innate competition just in your own
yourself.
Oh,
your own
yes.
journey.
You always challenge yourself to play
You
better.
want to be better than you were
Yes.
for your last opportunity, kind of thing. And so when you see talent that might surpass yours, or that you compare yourself to, in this environment, it only encourages you to strive.
Yeah.
It only encourages you to get your butt back into the lab and practice more, or in some situations you're trying to learn whatever it is that they're giving. Because like one of mine was public speaking, and so
And look at you go.
so yeah, it's a healthy competition
Yeah.
thing, because the larger markets, like you're saying, I mean it's pretty cutthroat. But
Yeah.
then again, there's so many people, they got to get them through. Out here, we're a nest. We're almost like an incubation chamber to send. Because I don't know if anybody's paying attention, but we have people in Winsfield, St. Charles now. We got them down there in Memphis. We're sending them out to Nashville, sending them to Springfield, sending them out to these bigger markets, and that's where they're going to make their money. That's where they're going to make their names. And we have a great incubation chamber here. This is really nice here.
I agree with that. I like how you put that.
Do you feel like the incubation chamber, though, is training them for the outside music world and the competition and the cutthroatness that they're going to have to deal with there, and that they're not going to necessarily have someone
They're
patting them on the
spoiled.
back
You know
and
what
being
I
like,
mean?
yeah, because that person's like, no, I can't give you a leg up because that takes my leg away.
Well, the thing is, you build yourself up here
Yeah.
in your growth, then nobody can take that away from you.
Yeah,
Nobody can
just
say to
focus
you,
on the
"Oh,
internal
that
confidence."
stinks." Well, no, hell no. I know where I come from, and this is me.
Which
This
that is
my
what a
voice.
lot of up-and-coming artists, that seems to be their attitudes now, is
Sure.
no, I'm me, and this is how I function,
Yeah.
and I'm not going to do
Absolutely.
anything different.
Which makes the best music, authenticity.
I agree. Absolutely. Just be yourself and it'll come through in your music. But we see that a lot with new artists, especially like you were saying. People are getting away from labels, like fuck labels. They aren't good for anybody, very predatory. So I'm loving seeing everybody kind of do their own thing.
When you think about it, like a lot of kids today, like everybody here listen to their mothers and fathers' music, and
Still am.
and so it's just, you like what you like, and you're influenced by what you like, even if you didn't know that, I really like Carole King, or whatever, the shit that's there,
Yeah.
Yep. There's that one Weezer tune, Heart Songs. That's a really good tune to kind of like throws a bunch of shit in there. But I was
Great tune. I didn't know anybody else knew that.
Oh yeah. But
Just for the record, I don't think I know that, but I'm not a big
I
Weezer
was
fan.
surprised.
Listening
Yeah. But when I came up here, I was surprised at the amount of more like heavy metal music that I found up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I obviously expected a lot of country, and Christian and stuff, but
Yeah, ain't
it's
that
kinda cool.
wild?
Yeah.
You would never guess that in this area metal was heavy.
Yeah.
Well, you can thank the Park Hills Underground
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
having any kind of metal or anything different at all than what was
Giving
here
it a
before.
place
True
to perform.
story.
Like I said,
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time because, like I said, I like a little island music. I like to play reggae. And it's like
Oh, nice.
something will come together someday, sooner or later.
Yeah,
There you
I
go.
can
You're
see
putting
that.
the plug
Working
out
on it.
there. He's
Yeah,
looking
like-
for reggae.
All right.
Reggae.
But like I
I
said,
can see that like on the patio or in
if
a
I
winery
had
or
to play
something,
one genre for the rest of my life, it would be old
Reggae?
school Marley,
Hell
Peter
yeah,
Tosh,
we're trying to do
Bunny
that.
Wailer. That
That's
stuff.
such a
But-
vibe.
Yeah, Brett's over there like,
at least
yeah,
one
me
song.
too.
Yeah.
Me
I
too.
love it. I love it. We'll
But
have to have a reggae
but
jam
anyway, you know what I
session,
mean? You
guys.
say reggae, but then what's the not Kenneth Chesley?
Kenny Chesney,
Yeah, isn't he the kind of
country
He's
singer.
country.
He's not the ripper guitar one, right? That's
Nine,
Paisley.
That's
yeah,
Brett
yeah. Kenny Chesney's kind of like he's got a lot of island vibe.
Oh, are you thinking of Jimmy Buffett?
No, he's thinking
No,
of Kenny
he's talking about
Chesney.
Kenny
'Cause
Chesney. He does have
came
a-
out with a song with
Toes in
Jimmy
the
Buffett.
sand.
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Yeah, what's
Ass
No,
in the
toes in
sand,
the
my
sand
toes
is
some
in
shit-
the
yeah, something
water.
like that.
Who's that?
Zach Brown Band.
Girl, I don't know country.
I'm sad with you.
I'm like, here's a country song that sounds
He
like
did
that
have
would
an
fit.
album that was a little islandy.
Oh, okay.
So
Nice. Did not know that.
So did Alan Jackson. Right?
So,
Yeah.
I guess.
Way down yonder on the Chattahoochee.
Well, I don't know if that's islandy.
Yeah,
That's like
not
redneckery.
island,
Redneckery.
bar surrounded by water is technically an
It's
island.
muddy water.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
I love that.
Anyway, but back to like the up and coming things. I know
Yes.
as starting this out, I frequent a lot of different places, either with my husband or solo,
Yeah.
because I'm trying to advance what I do.
Yeah.
By seeing what other people do and kind of, oh, wow, that works. That's cool. You know, so I always encourage people, go watch other bands. Go watch.
Go network. That's
Go
very
network.
important.
Go do what you're going to do. Have a conversation. You know, say, hey, I dig what you do. And,
Yeah.
you know, that's just building the community.
Yeah. Also, to build on that, side note, who's going to come to your show if you don't go to anybody's show? That's
right.
So don't expect people to show up for you if you can't be expected to show up for anybody else.
Unless you're busy doing a show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
if
mean,
you got
Like, a
shows
lot of you
booked on
guys
the
can't
same
show up for
night.
others because they're doing a show themselves. I've seen
Yeah.
that multiple times.
There
Wish I could
has
be
been
there,
lots
but
of
we're
times that's
performing,
happened.
guys.
yeah, that's happened to us where we
Yeah.
couldn't come and see you at all. Like it's been so long. I think we've caught you like what, twice?
I think Sauces and Shows.
Because
you were
every
there
single
for a minute.
time we've just been
Yeah, not me. I was a loser.
No, you could. Oh yeah, Sauce and Shows. Oh no, that's right. I was alone and sad all day long.
No, she was not.
My
She
partner
was
in crime,
fine.
a baby.
She was running around, bopping around. She was fine. She was fine.
Bopping. That is my favorite thing to do. I learned it from Tom.
Bop it up.
He's my bopping buddy. He's my town bopping buddy.
So Josh in the back, what's it like singing with a big group?
It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with this rodeo. Yeah.
This rodeo.
Yep.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Who's the diva of the group? Oh. Oh.
He is utterly shocked by Kristy pointed at Mike, and Mike's like, no.
He is a diva. Don't let him fool you.
There is a, I don't, it's kind of,
I mean, we're talking diva or a bitch? 'Cause there's a
Oh, we're
difference.
talking. Well, I mean,
Kristy's like, I own that shit right now. I think
We're all
working in-
divas in our own right.
Yeah.
I was like, I think in a big group, everybody has their moment, and everybody should get to have their moment. Everything's not going to be perfect all the time.
Obviously, the more people you add to your band, the less likely you are to get to do all the things you want to do.
Yeah. Oh, of
So
course.
compromise is definitely something that everybody has to get on board with.
Yeah.
I mean, even in song selections, I've introduced
building a
songs,
set.
Yeah.
and I just
I'm
keep
sure
having
that's-
to introduce them until somebody's like, you know, that's actually not bad.
Yeah.
Okay, then finally, 6 months later, cool. Yeah.
because you had to deal with 5 scatterbrained men.
That,
I-
herding cats. Herding cats. That's what I call it. Herding cats.
Our manager is a cat.
His name's
He brought us a
Mason.
rabbit a couple weeks ago.
That's
Aw,
right.
ain't
Brought us
that
a little
sweet?
bunny. Yeah.
Can't get you a
Birthday
gig, but he
rehearsal.
can bring you a rabbit. I love it.
Oh no, the cat brought the rabbit and
That
continued to
wasn't cute.
chase it around while we were
Oh
trying to
my
practice.
gosh.
We were on
that's
break.
So funny.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought we were in the middle of a song with that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And we're like, what the heck?
He's like, this is how hard you guys should hustle.
Yeah.
I still have bunny blood on my amp.
Oh no, that's so sad.
Why'd you gotta take it there, Tim?
Yeah.
You always gotta
I was
take it
like,
to the more
hey.
boys. I didn't bring up the
He
rabbit.
didn't have the microphone near his face.
I
I'm
love
just bringing in the juicy facts, the tabloid facts.
tabloid facts. You guys are too funny.
We saved the bunny.
Yeah, the bunny was fine. No bunnies were harmed in the making of that song. Just saying.
So speaking of songs, let's talk about your catalog, guys. Roughly how many songs do you think you have on your books that you can play for drop of a hat?
That we can play
Well-
with. Maybe like 2.
McLiar.
The 2 we're gonna do today.
That's too funny.
I don't know.
30, 40, 30, 40 songs.
Yeah,
Nice.
a vast genre of different music. We
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah, we all
necessarily-
come from,
Yeah.
well, several of us come from different worlds. And so
Yeah.
as we had this idea that this would be some sort of, chaotic collision of genres and stuff. And so Mike comes from a metal, I
Hair
don't know,
band.
80s, 90s metal stuff. He's always bringing ideas like that. Kristy and Josh are coming from a more of a pop country world, and Tim with his island, and Tom and I are more of a 90s pop kind of world or rock
Yeah.
world, and
Yeah.
and so trying to find things that fit.
In the Reel
she said,
Noiz way.
sometimes it takes might take us the whole year to decide whether or not we could do anything with
Yeah.
an idea. So
A lot of
like
times
a-
in bands, so you come in from like whatever the last song you heard on the radio driving in, and maybe you'll start playing that, and everybody just plays it, and then like maybe you keep it, maybe you discard it, maybe.
Yeah, maybe you had fun with it, and maybe
Well,
you
we
never
have a-
want to do it again.
So, we all kind of like put a song up on our message. They're like, hey, this was good. You know, just
Yeah.
let's do it. Roll
Sit
around the
on
back
it
of
for
your
a
head.
few weeks, learn it. Yeah.
Wait, see if it gets an earworm or.
Yeah.
We've had some of our best jams and practices though. Just like you said, just starting to play something and everybody just jump in and we, oh man, that was fun, and that actually turned out really good.
Yeah.
We turned out a lot of good stuff like that.
I think there's a couple just sitting right there waiting
Yeah.
for us to touch it again.
Love that. Tell me, how important do you think jam sessions are for a musician? Like going and attending a jam session at a place. How important do you think that is,
MG's
Mike?
got a great analogy for
Tell me.
jams.
Tell me about jams, bud.
I like all the flavors that you walk into.
Yeah.
And you know, because we had some old cats that come in, they're like, especially when they were playing bass, and you're hearing the bass lines, it's like, yeah, I haven't heard that in a long time.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. And you got some guys on some keys and stuff like that, and then you got some young bucks that walk in. It's like, okay, now I'm gonna have to try to top what you're doing there. You know, it's just, yeah.
No, I think when I first heard it, MG called it the gym, and when I first heard it called that, I just loved it, and so I've been trying to go more often because it is.
Yeah.
A jam is a gym. It gives you practice.
And you could
yeah.
compare it to like improv and comedy,
Yeah.
where you know you've got and all songs, all jokes, not all, but most, we've all heard them before.
Yeah.
You know, it might be on a dark, windy night, or no, it was the middle of the day, but they're you kind of heard them before. So when you get the feel of it, it just goes. So.
I say delivery is everything. I can hear the same joke, I can hear the same song, but how it's delivered to me is going to be completely different.
Oh, yeah. For
And
certain.
for me, those jams, like any kind of live rep, you're getting on a stage in there instead of just in a garage or in a basement or something like that.
Yeah.
Are absolutely priceless as far as playing on stage and getting your feet wet with that stuff.
Yeah. Now, before Reel Noiz, I know, some of you peppered in here had done cool things with other bands and you'd gone out and did your own thing, but who here, this was your first experience with a band? Nice,
Yeah, I
nice.
played when I was a kid, but we were just, basement garage stuff.
Just playing around. Love that.
No,
That's
full
so
on,
awesome.
not even. It was a hot mess when I started.
Yeah? Tell me a
Totally
little about
hot
that.
mess.
Why?
Well, clearly my only real stage presence was karaoke.
Yeah.
Well, karaoke's a backing track. So I knew exactly when to come in, when not to come in,
Yeah.
when to, do my thing.
Yeah.
In a band, you don't get that luxury.
Right.
And me and Gabe battle often because I like to just come in whenever the hell I want to.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not giving things time to marinate and, because I am ready to just rock my shit.
Right.
But I've gotten better
yeah.
and going
Oh,
to
yeah.
the jams and actually doing these songs with random people that are
Yeah.
up there, because it tunes your ear into listening to what's happening and, understanding, the side eye of just let it go. And, so you're learning the body language
Yeah.
of how
People
people
communicate
are
on stage,
communicating.
yeah.
And so, yeah, I think a year ago to now, way different than I was. I was a hot mess, nervous, scared.
Do you think jam sessions had a big
Yeah,
role
even
in
for
that?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Like
Like I
that.
said, because it teaches you how to listen to what's happening.
Yeah.
You may know the song a million times. Doing it with different people, it's always different.
Oh, of course.
Well, live musicians is a totally different
Right.
animal. I mean, yeah, we are trying to honor the time signature and we are trying to honor a time, but it's a different world from that backing track for sure.
Yeah, but I love how you guys put your own spin on pretty much everything and anything that you do.
It's kind of our thing.
Yeah. Well, I love that. So when you go and see a Reel Noiz show, you're going to hear a lot of songs that are familiar to you, but you're going to hear them done in a new way. And it's going to be exciting and it's going to be fun and you're going to rock out.
That's what we're trying to do. Yes, ma'am.
Maybe.
Maybe. What made you guys
building
decide?
us up here, Tim?
Oh yeah,
I
right,
love
right.
it. What made you guys decide to put your own flair instead of sticking with the original?
We'll just run through a song and we're like, hey, why don't we kick up the tempo a little bit? Hey, Mike, take a lead, put something in there,
Yeah.
So we just
I
kind of
think it was
add
more
flavor.
Gabe at that moment because we were all sitting there and things just weren't clashing right.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden he goes, "Hey, what are we doing? Let's just do it our way." And then we
I
all
love
just went right into it and it jammed. And we're like, "Yeah, all right."
Because that's why it's live music. If you wanted to just listen to the album version,
Yeah.
you could sit in
Then
your
listen
car,
to the
you know,
album
and-
version when you go see a band live. I guarantee you what they're doing on stage is not what you're necessarily hearing on
Right.
that album.
Now, I heard that a lot coming up was that we want this to sound just like that was. I've played with a lot of players that want to play exactly
They want to
like the
mimic
album.
the cover
Right.
exactly.
But I go to a live show, I look forward to my band that I'm coming to see doing it different.
Yeah.
Pink Floyd doing some different way of Shine On You Crazy Oh my God.
Yeah, let me see something new.
You want to do
Absolutely.
exact covers, you're called an impersonator.
Right, or a
That's
tribute
true.
band or something like
Tribute
that.
band,
Right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah, I
And-
love it when everybody paints it with their own colors.
I do
Absolutely,
too.
absolutely, because each one of them is important, especially in a group scene, because we like to hear all of our voices. We all got some pretty big heads up here, so it's we want to hear our
I
voices
mean,
because they're important.
Very true, though. I do know all of you personally, and I can say that a lot of you have some very big personalities. What is that like to be in a group with so many big personalities?
Patience for sure.
Patience and apparently respect.
Mutual respect, that we all have a common goal in mind, that we want to make sure that what we're doing is appropriate, that it's the Reel Noiz way, and that we're all satisfied with that.
Yeah.
So if we're all in that understanding, we can have disagreements about, and we've had that with songs where I'm like, no, this is not working. I hate it. We talk about it. We work on things. We
Yeah.
make it better, and it's like, all right, see, it wasn't
And
so
we're still fresh enough that
Right.
we're all still friends, and we started this as friends. And
Yes.
we're not trying to lose sight of that with our field trips or any extracurricular stuff. We're trying to remember, hey, we're friends first, and then this stuff comes.
Yeah.
Do we have domestic issues that we need to handle, or is there nonsense? Do we need to get more work? Do we need to do whatever? Do we need to sideline practice for a month or whatever we need to do?
Do you guys
we will do it.
practice leaving your shit at the door? Like when you leave practice, are you done with whatever happened there? And if you see each other again, you're friends, not bandmates.
I don't think we've ever really had any
This has
kind
been
of
a
issues
really-
like that. and stuff.
Yeah? Well, that's good. That's
It's been a really
good.
mellow band.
Yeah,
as
it's-
far
I
as
love that for you
other
guys.
guys.
Super laid back.
That's good to
I mean,
hear, though, because, with so many big personalities, you would think that there would be some heads clashing.
I think Kristy and I mostly get up into our feels quite a bit.
Yeah.
And however,
I'm like, yeah, they do.
as soon as, but after it, we were really good about coming back around
Yes.
to settle it, or that was then and this is now,
Right.
Yeah.
because ultimately we're arguing about artistic license. That's really, and who's right. She's just as right as I am, or you are, or anybody.
It's just
Right.
who's going to give in first and let them have their way.
Yes.
or-
And if that
or
don't
make sense
happen,
of
we
it,
forget
right.
about it.
Yeah.
But no, not holding grudges between those kind of little things, because it is an artist's interpretation of whatever it is.
Yeah.
So if you don't agree, move on. It ain't worth fighting. It ain't worth losing friendships over, or bandmates, or
Right,
whatever
right.
over something that is not important.
Right.
In the grand scheme of band playing music, that's nothing.
Yeah.
I mean,
We'll
that's
pick it
what
up
I
on the
think.
next one. We'll pick it up on
Right.
the next
Feel
one.
that, I
Like
feel
right
that.
Leave
now,
it, settle it.
we got songs that somebody had entered that maybe we don't like.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to play it because we know it. We learned it. We're going to play it
Play
until
through it
something
and-
better comes along.
Right,
Another
right,
solution. So
yeah.
who wants that solution? Well, I'm the one that has the problem. I have to come up with the solution. So I shut up until there is one, right?
And that's the thing too. If you want to be in a band, you're gonna play shit you don't like. Like
But then
you're
other
not.
people are also going to be playing shit that they don't like,
That's
but
right.
you
Yeah,
like.
that's
So it's
right.
give and take.
Well, as far as so Mike really likes to play 80s metal, heavy hair bands. I'm cool with that. I love that. But there are songs I'm like, I don't like that song at all. But when I get on stage, I rock it out just like I freaking wrote it.
Oh, yeah.
But I want to let you know I fucking hate this song.
That's too funny.
But as a performer, you gotta just.
If it gets people
especially-
out of their seats, I mean, come on.
Reimagining these lyrics that we grew up on, it's no wonder why we're toxic. It's no wonder why we are where we are. I tell you what, boy.
Yeah, now that we're
Say
older and you
someone.
can pay attention to the lyrics, you're like, holy shit. I was jamming to this.
That's like Bob Seger. Like we used to do a few back when we very first started. And as I'm learning the lyrics, I'm like, why is he always talking about horse? Like, why is this always about hookers?
That's what he liked, Kristy. That's what he liked.
I guess.
Or figuring out all the Eagles songs are about pooping.
Don't do
said
that to him.
all
Don't
the
do that to him.
time.
Don't do that to him.
No, you didn't know that.
No, I didn't know that. Please elaborate.
Don't. We have to hear it all the
need to
time.
know.
You just gotta listen to it.
This is the internet. I think we're safe. This is the internet. I think we're safe.
Yeah. Every single one of them. Just think
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
You'll
next
never
time I
hear
listen,
another
I'll have
Eagles
that
song
in
the same
mind,
way.
and I'll think
and
about
poop.
that.
Think about poop too.
Yeah,
so you
I'll
can
think
relate.
about. Yeah.
Take it easy, girls.
I'll just be like,
It's already gone.
Peaceful, easy feeling. I mean, come on.
oh gosh, that's too funny. Speaking of songwriting, I know you got a couple singer-songwriters in your group here. Does Reel Noiz ever plan to make some original music?
We have some original music.
What?
Yeah, we're working on it.
Oh,
Yep.
let us know a little bit about that. I know we have some originals that are individual originals, but are you guys going to be writing as a group?
We're doing a big Gregorian chant period piece.
Oh, that's going to be dope as
I'll be
shit.
introducing the throat
Dixieland
singing.
jazz and like a Daft Punk feels.
Nice.
We
Nice.
gotta swing it all together.
Yeah, I'm going to love that.
You actually have me looking forward to something now, so now you gotta do it.
Right
Don't
now,
let
we
her
gotta
down.
do that, Tim. Thanks.
Well, right now we're just trying to get our legs underneath us and
Yeah.
make sure that we can do what we think we are doing.
Yeah.
And then as that's kind of maturing, it's naturally happening that some ideas are generating. I know,
Yeah.
Tom and I have kicked around a few ideas. Josh as well, kicking them around, spitting them up the mic, see what we can't do with things, and so yeah, in the future, I mean, nothing's written in stone yet, but there are some ideas that are starting to
Yeah, I don't like to
percolate.
count my chickens before they're hatched
That's
either, or
right.
tell people
Yeah, I
too
gotta
much
be
about
very
what I'm doing.
careful.
I get to be a secret and a surprise.
Yeah, when we started this, we hit the ground with our legs running.
Oh my gosh.
A lot of bands,
way
they,
fast.
they're like, other bands are just like, working on it for a year and then they'll start going out and touring and stuff like that. But no, we maybe barely had 2-3 months. And
I
then,
think so.
I think you guys did a couple shows at the Underground, and then
Yeah.
went, bam, we're
First,
out.
right.
Bye. See you at the
Yeah.
VFW.
Well, and it's kind of hard to
Anybody
say
wanna
no
do a gig?
because
Well, yeah.
people are like, "Hey,
May
why don't you play
18th.
here? Hey, why don't you do
Yeah.
this? Hey,
And
why
you
don't
can't
you do
pass
this
up the
benefit?"
opportunity.
Yeah,
Like,
no
absolutely, I'll do that. Yes, of course.
Yeah, it was May 18th. It was our first.
Yep.
May 18th, huh?
Whole hot year.
Over a year ago.
And Real Noise, the name came from
well,
it was
happy
January
birthday,
21st.
guys.
Thanks.
You're welcome. 1 year. The name came from what?
It was January 21st.
Oh.
When we officially had a
Officially.
band name.
'Cause
Oh, he's good with dates, guys.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Oh no, he's the
cool.
librarian.
we were the backyardigans.
No, somebody goes.
we gotta change
I
this
was
name.
quite resistant to the backyardigans, just
Yeah.
so we're clear.
Yeah.
But until something better came along, we just kind of wrote.
That
I threw
is
it back door again, but that's,
funny.
that was a whole different genre. That
I can remember that story the first time you guys told me, and all I'm now for the rest of this episode, all I'm gonna hear is "We're your best friends, the backyard," because I know that.
Yeah, awesome.
Do you guys do that song on stage? Because you should, as a throwback, as an homage to your
well,
original
there's
name.
my grandson. I was driving them, and I put on like the 100 best cartoon, openings, and I was like, flipping through them. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
that one's rocks, and it's funny. There's a lot of them.
We're backyardigans, weren't they?
I like Go Monkey Go,
Oh, okay.
Powerpuff Girls,
Oh, yes,
written by
Powerpuff Girls.
the guy from Devo. Yeah.
Love that. So what's coming up here soon for Reel Noiz?
June 28th, we are at
VFW
VFW.
from 2:30 to 4:30.
He's got it.
Which VFW?
Farmington.
Farmington, off Cars. Nice. Okay.
And then we're double.
And
It's
is
their
that open
summer
to the
bash.
public, or-
It is open to the public.
Okay.
They have music all day long. If I saw a flyer today, MKP will be there at 8 o'clock.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys remember
Heck yeah.
MKP, but they'll be there.
That's the Mike Cottrell project.
Yes, they'll be there from 8 to midnight. We'll be there 2:30 to 4:30. We double booked ourselves that day, so we got an early show, and then we'll be at the Underground for a private party.
Oh, very cool.
That evening.
Somebody's got a birthday. I
My
think.
birthday
Somebody's got a birthday.
Oh, well, we would love to be there, but that is the same day as the Tippy JoJo rave. It just so happens that every time these people schedule an event, we also schedule an event. So
I know. I kind of saw that. I was like, man, I think I'd like to go to a rave.
I know,
And I'm
right?
like, nope, can't go to a rave. I'm gonna go to my own rave.
You're gonna throw your own.
I'm gonna
rave.
throw my own rave.
It's gonna be a good time though. You guys are gonna have a blast. We're
I've
gonna
heard
have a
some
blast.
Stories about the old guys that are also having their birthday party.
Oh,
there.
lovely.
Some of the parties they used to have when they were kids out of the bone hole. We might be in.
That's scary.
Might be in big trouble.
What you talking about, Willis? Tell us.
It's like a double party.
Yeah, it's like a triple party.
Yeah,
Charlie
there's
Berry,
like.
everybody knows who Charlie Berry is, I think, but he's having his birthday party. That's where he told me about it. Like, hey, you want to have yours that day?
Oh,
too, man? It's gonna
I
be
love
great.
it. Joint party.
Yeah.
And Tom's like, yes, let's pack the house.
So I was like, okay,
Yes.
yeah, sure, man.
And what,
Hell
2
yeah.
weeks exactly after yours?
Yeah, my birthday's
Right, so we're
actually.
celebrating a whole bunch of birthdays.
Yes, whole bunch of birthdays.
Oh, so
Yeah.
exciting!
Then we have a gig at the AMVETS July 5th, which is their Freedom Fest. They have like a thing
Happy
all
birthday,
day.
America.
Happy
So it's
birthday,
like a
America.
big-
We'll be there to celebrate.
We'll be
Got some
washing our
things.
hair that day.
Why?
Nice.
I'm just kidding. Because we always have something scheduled. I'm sure there's gonna be something.
But we'll be there at 7 to 11. They have
Yeah.
fireworks and all that good stuff.
Cool.
So
Very cool.
yeah, we got some stuff coming up in the summer. Check us out on Facebook. All of our dates are
Yes.
posted. Reel Noiz, REEL.
Yeah, I shared out the flyer
How do you spell
today.
noise?
NOIZ. Because
There
we
you
want to
go.
be weird and awkward, and we like to fish.
That's fun though.
Goodness.
Is that what it's from? Real?
That's what I say, because I like to fish.
That's,
Yeah.
that's what I pushed it for. She's a real good fisherman.
Okay. Okay.
Fisherwoman.
I
What do you
wondered
guys-
if it was like movie real.
That's what somebody told me too. Because
Yeah.
We all have our interpretations of it.
Oh, I love that.
because when I
Just
I
like
saw
our
the
music.
street-
Movie reel for you? Yeah. You're fishing. You're fishing?
Fishing.
Yeah. Movie reel. What you got? Something different?
No, movie reel with
Nice. What about you, Josh?
Movie reel, I'll go with movie reel.
Movie reel. All right.
My
Only
reel
two
don't make
Hoosiers
that
in the
noise.
bunch.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
You gotta catch fish.
His reel don't work though. His is real quiet.
Yeah, real quiet.
Mine's real noise.
Real quiet, real noise. Got it. Got it.
Mine's a big tarpon rig.
Nice.
Real.
Yeah.
Now you guys do some big sound, but today you are going to be doing some real quiet for us, right? Some acoustic.
You got
Check it out a
two
little bit.
prepared for us?
We have four
Four?
that we
Ooh,
discussed. So I guess time wise, you guys
nice.
will let us know. Hey, we're good.
We like to party.
Cool.
Yeah. Are you guys ready to get to jamming?
Yeah.
I'm very excited
Yeah.
about it. Before we go, okay, I would love to hear where we can find you guys on
On
socials.
Facebook. Or Google them.
Don't Google. I don't know what you're
No,
gonna
what
get
I'm
if
saying,
you get.
Shout out your independent things too. You got Gabe Corcoran music down here.
Yeah,
we
Gabe
got the
Corcoran
Lunch Lady
Music. We
back
got
there.
Reel Noiz on the Facebook. I don't know if we don't have an Instagram, do we?
No.
Or anything like that. So it's just the Facebooks. We got Josh. What is yours? Yours is.
Joshua
Mike?
Eli music or
Joshua Eli.
It's not music though.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Josh Eli Music.
Yep.
And then
Please don't type in Braden Beach City, please. Don't look for nothing there.
Go there directly now.
oh my
And
god.
there was like a dead body in Apollo Beach. You know nothing about.
and then Lunch Lady, the
nothing
Lunch
about
Lady.
Lunch Lady food truck,
That's
best
right.
tacos, best burger.
Best portions in the county.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
he just hosted a party for me today, and everybody was like, "Oh, we need naps."
Mm-hmm.
Was
You can follow me on Karaoke Queen on the Facebook as well.
Find out where she's going to be, and you can always find her at the Park Hills Underground on Thursday nights.
Every Thursday, karaoke.
Yeah.
Love it. Awesome.
All right.
Anything else, guys?
What were you gonna say, Tom? Before I cut you off,
Was anybody productive after they ate today?
Oh.
were they? Sure.
Sure.
Well,
That's funny.
I sucked then.
What am I supposed to say? No, they may be watching this.
That's
fair.
too funny.
Good call. I'm sure they were all
Thank
great.
you very much for having us.
Thank you
Yes.
so
Yes,
much
thank you.
for hanging out with us.
Thank
We
you,
appreciate
Tom,
it.
Josh, Mike, Kristy, Tim, and Gabe. We appreciate it truly. You guys coming and joining us. It's a little muggy in here, but we're all living.
Yeah, we're dealing.
That's why I was like, we better wrap it up so they can start singing.
You're too funny.
About to get
it's
really
been
hot.
a pleasure. I'm ready to hear some sweet, sweet jams. Let's go.
Yes, ma'am.